Welcome to CLTV Podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today, we have Aamir Amla, a project manager at one of the prestigious institutions in Canada. Aamir's path from flight attendant in India to healthcare project manager is truly inspiring. He is a key member of Brilliant Minds group, always striving to make positive impact. Dedicated to improving healthcare systems, Aamir's passion for service and innovation is evident in his work. His unwavering determination has helped him overcome numerous challenges. In this episode, we'll discuss essentials of successful project management career. How do you become a project manager? The hurdles Aamir has encountered and insights he gained.
All right, folks, I just had a great discussion with Aamir and I learned a great deal of information about project management. So I hope you would enjoy the conversation as I did, and if you're interested, maybe you could also build your career in project management. I've requested Aamir to give his LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to mention that in the description of this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Aamir. How are you?
I'm doing well, Shashank. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking. And I appreciate your time today. I'm here to learn a lot of things from you. So what are you going to teach me today about project management?
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity, and thank you to CLTV Podcast for giving me this time and this air show. I wouldn't say this is my first one, so I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time, because today I'm going to share my journey, my story, as well as my path to project management. And I want the audience to know, because from my lessons learned, from the mistakes that I have committed, I want the audience to learn and not commit those same mistakes again. So it's going to be sort of lessons learned with Aamir, as we call it in project management. And I'm sure the audience is going to take a lot of insight from this podcast.
Wonderful. You gave a name for our podcast now. Beautiful. So what exactly brought you into the project management? Is it your personality? Is it something you look forward? Like when we were kids, we see, I want to become an astronomer, I want to become a scientist. Did you dream of becoming a project manager? What brings you into project management?
So funny that you asked, but my previous roles were in hospitality management.
Okay.
So from hospitality management, how I changed into project management was my first role after pursuing my postgraduate diploma and degree was as a project administrator with one of the MNCs here in Canada. And that's where I was introduced to the project management office, the roles as project managers, senior project managers, project directors, as well as the methods or the I would say the entire environment of project management. And it really made me curious to learn more. And I'm a person who always is towards that continuous learning path. So I said, okay, why not give it a shot and see what is there to understand. And I'm kind of a guy who likes method, who likes an approach which has a steps process as well as tasks to it, rather than just doing it without any direction. Yes. And project management gave me that opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, why not I learn the tricks, the trades, as well as get a little bit of, I would say, academically strong. So my leadership skills, my communication skills, and some of the things in project management that I can use are transferable skills. For example, client relations or customer service. So I said, why not go a little bit further and start learning about it? So that was the first time, and I'm talking about 14 years back, that I was introduced to the world of project management. Great. Before that, I had never heard of project management. But since 2011, 2012, I've been part of PMO team, PMO office, at various positions, various roles, and with various organizations.
Wonderful. So do you mind taking me through the industries, what you have covered, and was it like always into the IT project management or anything else? Because you said you're coming from hospitality industry, right? So were you project managers there? Like, how did you end up getting into IT then?
So my journey, again, I can give you another name, which I always call is from hospitality to healthcare. And I've always been in the healthcare industry within my project management field. So as a project manager, you can go into construction, you can go into civil engineering, you can go into banking, you can go into many other fields. But I chose healthcare. So my first job was in the healthcare industry with a healthcare organization or a sort of a pharmacy related organization. And that's where I learned the entire healthcare market or the healthcare industry in Canada. And just that allowed me to pursue in a different healthcare industry or sort of a segment, and then continued my journey within the healthcare. So yes, you could say I moved within the healthcare, starting from pharmacy to long-term cares and seniors industry to drug program and generic drugs. So healthcare has been sort of my forte. Why again healthcare is my previous job was, of course, as a flight attendant where we used to serve passengers.
Oh, okay.
And now I serve patients, right? So indirectly or directly, I'm inclined towards serving towards the community, making sure that they get what they deserve and helping in any way that I can, whether it is direct approach or an indirect approach. Here, I'm helping the healthcare providers, the nurses, the entire healthcare industry to make sure that their admin work, their digital work is taken care of so they can focus more on patients. And with that approach or with that objective in mind, I just continue striving towards project management.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for taking me through, giving us a glimpse. Like how can I guess like what I've learned from this particular statements of yours is that I guess being a project manager is more kind of inspiration. Like you I guess what you have done is you have an inner personality which kind of got enhanced, or rather you got attracted towards the project management because that's what I understood from. So anyone who is more interested in order, anyone who has more leadership skills, anyone who is the go-getter kind of person, I guess do you suggest them approaching taking up the career as a project manager?
Absolutely, I would say, and I always have this thought in mind, and I always tell project management is easy. It's just like riding a bike, but instead your bike is on fire. Your seat is on fire and everybody is on fire.
Okay.
Right? So cool. You are juggling many things as a project manager. And yes, your interpersonal skills, your communication skills, your networking skills, as well as your leadership skills come into the picture. Because what you're doing is you're not dealing with project, but you're dealing with people in the project, right? And that's the most, I would say, not difficult, but challenging part. Because as you know, every person is different. Every team is different. So as a project manager, you have to make sure that you have that empathy. You have that point of view that where they are coming from. You know that what are their struggles or challenges or limitations and how you can be of help to enhance those, right? To make sure that they go into the right direction. So it's more of getting to know the team one-on-one basis or as a team, and then taking care of a diverse culture, because different projects have not only one particular line of businesses, they have multiple line of businesses. For example, the current project that I'm dealing with has 17 line of businesses, and each line of businesses has minimum 4 to 5 team members in it. So you can imagine a large scale project where you are dealing with people on a daily basis with different tangent. So now you have to adapt yourself and be flexible of how you can serve them and how you can make sure that their project or their tasks or their deliverables become easy to achieve.
Wonderful. So, sorry for interrupting you. I'm just curious to understand, do we need any qualifications as such? From my understanding, I know PMP plays a major role, but PMP, you need certain number of hours for that, as well number of training hours for that, as well as certain amount of experience.
Right.
So, what is the initial role which a person who wants to become a project manager has to look for? Like, is it project coordinator or is it project lead? I don't know. Just take me through a fresh graduate. How can he or she become a project manager?
No, excellent question, and definitely the audience can just copy paste my career path, right, which I'm ready to share. Wonderful. So I joined as a project administrator without any project management certification or the PMP certification that is required. Okay. Yes, so to join as a project administrator or a project coordinator, you do not require a PMP license or certification, but it is good. Now, one thing that the audience can learn from me is I did not get my certification right after graduation. So I waited for probably 2 years. Then I started thinking of my certification.
Yeah, I've got a quick question though. Sorry again, because I'm curious to understand. So the project, you said the career starts with project administrator. That's the initial role, which leads to the project management?
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Administrator / coordinator.
What is the job description of, very briefly? What exactly does
Right. So a project administrator or a coordinator would assist project managers and senior project managers in doing the day-to-day tasks. So, for example, scheduling meetings, scheduling calls, following up with different line of businesses, making sure the project plan is ready, making sure your meetings are taken care of, meeting notes, as well as some follow-ups that are required, and just helping the project and the entire project team and the various line of businesses, the SMEs, to make sure that they are able to focus on their deliverables and their tasks while taking care of these I would say mini projects, such as making sure that everybody is on a call, making sure to follow up on some outdated tasks which are pending.
So basically, it's more like an administrative role.
Project.
You'll be assisting,
but you are more part of the PMO team. So you are thinking. You are thinking their way. You are using the PM terminology.
Makes sense.
Your way of working is more towards the PMO side rather than just in like an administrator side, right? Now, along with that, you could start studying towards a project management license, which is PMP, or a certified associate of project management. So you have two options that you can go with.
Okay. PMP is well-known thing. So what is the certified association?
So certified associate, it's something where you don't require those 36 hours.
Oh, okay.
Right? So for a PMP, to get your PMP license, you need 36 hours of project that you have done. And it could be any project. But for a CAPM, you don't require those 36 hours. So you can start with a CAPM. The requirements are very less and very little. It's a good way to start off. But I did not take that route. I just went for straight PMP because I studied here.
Experience. Yeah,
right.
Makes sense.
Right. So I studied here my 2 years, which was part of my course.
So let's say if a fresh graduate want to become a project manager, he or she would have to first crack the role of project administrator.
Absolutely.
Or project. A tangential question out here. So is it project administrator and project coordinator? What is the difference? Or the both same?
Both are same. Both are same. They have the same salary level, band level. But funny that you ask, the recent graduates that are graduating, the moment they graduate, they want a project manager role. Okay. Well, it's hard to get a project manager role because you have not proven yourself to become a project manager. You have not done an end-to-end project. So how can you expect a project management role the moment you graduate? You need to have something strong in mind that, yes, I have done this project. This was the result of the project. And now you can go for the next role.
Again, this is, I'm playing a student, putting on a student's hat here.
Yeah.
So let's say, if a student has successfully executed a project when he was a student or she was a student, so wouldn't that be considered as an experience then?
Absolutely. But that is more of the controlled environment as compared to the big bad world where you enter the market and you're working for an employer or for a boss, and that's where the entire tangent change.
Okay, there is this program where students get co-op opportunities, right? So let's say if a student who has done co-op, project coordinator, project administrator role,
Yes.
will they be considered? For
Absolutely,
project
yes. That's a very
Okay.
good experience. And
Okay.
it's always good to start with these internship opportunities, co-op roles. So you get a strong foothold into the PMO office or the project management office, where you can start creating, start networking, and start learning and observing the fellow project managers or senior project managers. One of the things, again, which it's sort of a secret that I would like to share with the others, if you are looking for that project management role, and if you want that role, you should start hanging around with project managers.
Ah, that's a
Right?
good
So
clue.
you would know their way of thinking, their way of working. Right? And if you are, for example, if you have the opportunity to go to the office and work in an office environment, go for lunch with them. Right? See what they talk. What are some of the things that they talk? Observe, and then you can apply in your own professional life.
Makes sense, because that's how you understand. You need not go through the same struggle as they went.
Absolutely.
And you gain from their experience.
Absolutely.
I'm sure people are very helpful.
Oh,
because
yes.
Being a PM, because I've interacted with great project managers all through my career, and 99.99% are fantastic people.
Absolutely.
And the ones who are not are because of them being them.
Yes.
So it's not about the PMO office anyway. So great. So tell me more about the certifications part. You said PMP. Is there what after PMP? Is there
Right.
something else?
So PMP is sort of the foundation or the base to get into project management. It is a very valuable asset, and the earlier you have it and for the longer duration you have it, it is better for you, right? And then every 3 years you have to, renew your PMP license, submit.
3 years, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
submit 70 professional development units. And on top of project management, now you go a little bit deeper. So I took the route of getting into Agile, right? So I went with Discipline Agile, which is again given by Project Management Institute, based out of North America. After Agile, I did Scrum Master. So because now project management is moving from the waterfall method to more of Agile, Jira, Scrum, where it is in small iterations. It is very, very flexible. Now people want to know more of that, right?
Just for the sake of audience, so waterfall model is something. It's basically a model used to develop the applications.
Application, right? So your project. So for example, let's take an example of building a house, right? That is an example of waterfall where without having a foundation, you can't build a roof, right? So to build a roof, you need to have foundation, wall, beam, and then you will build a roof. So similar to that, but in terms of software development and cloud project management or Azure or cloud migration, it's more of iterations, right? Things change. And then, of course, based on the software developers and few of the other team members, you keep on moving around the scope. So lots to learn. But yes, if you know the basics, then you can build upon it. Great,
sir. So last but one question. So we are going towards the end of the podcast. So I want to ask, how would a project manager come over challenges in their career? I mean to say in the job role as well as the personal life, because I see the project management is more about building a thought process, building a psyche of a project manager. Because look at you, the way you are opening up yourself, that's so nice of you. But I am coming from core IT side, so I know we don't open that much more. So, but then most of the project managers whom I interact, they are more friendly, they are more approachable, and they keep and they offer a lot of help.
Yes,
they go out of their way to help because they understand the necessity of helping the other person.
Right.
So, do you think becoming a project manager would also impact your personal life, family life, and other circumstances?
Absolutely.
Out of the job?
Because what you learn in project management is method. You are focusing on outcomes. You are not looking for perfection, but you are looking for progression, right? Okay. So these are some of the project management methods that you will be applying in your project, dealing with constant change, adapting to whatever or what may come, right? Which happens in life, right? You have to be flexible. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You need to adapt to situations. You need to have a focus-oriented outcome rather than just crying over it and not working out for a result or a solution. So these are some of the project management traits that you can apply in your personal life. I'll share one more story. When we were expecting our daughter, I had created a task list for my wife that in case I'm not there, you are supposed to call this. You are supposed to do this, and this ready. And then it was sort of a checklist that she was supposed to go through.
Wow.
But fortunately, I was there when the time came, and I was there to take those checklists. But yes, these are some of the things that you work upon it, and it becomes sort of your day-to-day life. Now, another thing that I have project managers are excellent is scheduling, resource allocation, right? Making sure you prioritize your day, your time, your tasks. And I follow the same principle with my spouse when booking events, meetings, anything. So we have not a hand-down calendar, but our Google Calendar, for example. So we have each and everything that happens from morning till evening in our calendar.
Well sorted out.
If it's not in the calendar, it's not going to happen. Simple as that.
Okay.
So right away from my daughter's dance class to swimming lessons to our dinner with friends to our appointments, everything. Because what happens is now there are two people similar to a project, many people working on that same objective, but they don't know what they are doing, right? So now you're working in silos, which is a nightmare for a project manager.
Yep.
So you have to make sure the team has that one sort of collaboration tool or technique or whatever you want to call, so they can say that, okay, we are on one page and we can all work together and then get this project going.
Beautiful. Okay. Looks like, okay. I've got a very funny question. This is not as part of the questions I've planned. Like, how would you be able to differentiate between the personal life and office life then? Like, because you have the same thought process happening at work as well as at home. So are you not like feeling like you're 24/7 on the project?
No, it's never like that, because the project management, you need to enjoy your work, right? So that's why I love doing it. And I not only just finish my project management duties and role at 5 p.m., but I just extend it. So few of my other initiatives and the few of the other things also we do, I just use my project management methods, my lingos, as well as the things that I do into my other things. So I just replicate or duplicate, as you can call.
Yeah.
And the more passionate you become, the learning becomes so easy. And you don't feel bored of it. And you don't feel tired that, I'm doing that same thing again and again. Great.
So one thing I understood today is to have a well-experienced project manager as your best friend.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. This is the last question I have for you regarding project management. So what next after becoming an experienced project manager? And what are the current trends? Like AI is coming in, I guess in the and this is just in perspective of IT. But then AI is going everywhere, not just IT, right? It is getting into hospitality, healthcare. It's everywhere. It's going to spread. So what do you think will be the impact of AI, and what? And I mean, basically, it's a combo question in which I wanted to understand what's the next step after becoming a senior project manager. And what is the impact of, what are the current trends in project management?
So when you see the organizational structure of an organization, and if you see the PMO office, it ends at director PMO or senior director PMO. And that's where it takes you to that C-level executive class, where you are part of the C-level team, the executive team, and taking the major decisions out of it. But that is for those large and complex organizations. And I found this in my previous organization, which was Loblo, which is huge. And that's where there was PMO director, senior PMO, as well as on reporting to them was again senior managers, project administrator, and coordinators, right? So in terms of your professional growth, that's where you stop. And then, of course, you have to move to a different department if you want to go to that C-level executive, which is the CEOs, CTOs, CFOs, and things like that. Right?
So this enables. What is this program manager role? Like, is it an extension to project manager? Is it a separate stream altogether?
Right. So program manager is sort of a manager who manages multiple projects. Okay. Right. So a program consists of multiple projects, whereas a project is just a project which has a start date and end date. Right. So when a program manager is managing, probably 2 or 3 project managers are reporting to him, or he is managing 2 or 3 or 1 or more project, and that's where he is reporting to probably a senior program manager. So now he's part of that entire program or portfolio, and that's where he is responsible for multiple projects rather than just one project where a project manager is. Now, as a project manager, you are not only responsible for one project. You might be given tasks or assigned multiple projects. At one point of time, I was managing 4 projects, and now you have to switch on and off and move around between projects on a single day. So it becomes a lot of tasks oriented, and you have to again prioritize that how you can manage those multiple projects. Now, coming to your question on the AI and the next few years or next 2 years or next 5 years, AI is changing the game into project management as well. One of the examples that I just used today is, I'm sure, Copilot, everybody's heard of, right? Which is very much close to, which is part of the Microsoft team. And now, as a project manager, or a project administrator, one of the tasks is to take meeting notes, draft action items, and then share it with the action item owners, and then follow up on that. Not anymore. AI has made it so easy that now you just click the button, Copilot. It takes in all your transcript, and now at the end of the session, all you have to do is summarize action items. And there you go, boom. In no time, you've shared out with your team members, you have assigned them tasks, and now you can follow up based on how you want to do it. So that's just one part of AI. On top of that, there are so many apps that everybody is using. Asana for being one. There is Trello, which determines your risk and gives you that these are the risks that you will come across your project. So there you go. Project manager's job is now to focus on bigger things, making executive decisions rather than these small tasks, which is resource allocation, scheduling meetings, and finding time between multiple stakeholders. That's all being taken care by AI. So in the next 3 or 5 years, probably AI and project manager will work side by side to make sure that 6-month project duration will be completed in 3 months. So there you go. You've saved your time, you've saved the project's time, and you have saved the company's time, hence bringing down the cost. So AI is going to change in the next 3 or 5 years. Probably AI might take over project manager's role. I don't know. It could be a possibility.
I don't see. I mean, maybe from someone who reports to project manager, reports in the sense I have my own manager, but like for the projects, right? So I understand there is always a necessity of project manager. Probably the footprint might reduce, but then then the project manager can handle more number of projects.
Absolutely,
because I have used Copilot myself. And the way it's designed, it's super cool. It's so nice. Okay. So you see this AI is going to certainly impact the PM role going forward, but it's going to enhance, right? Give more capabilities.
So probably AI and PM would work in harmony.
Okay.
And then they would be able to provide better solutions at a faster rate.
Wonderful. Right? So, all right, sir, we are at the end of our project management podcast. So, give me 5 pointers for someone who wants to pursue project management. Like this, I'm going to put this in the reel, so that's the reason I'm asking you.
Right. Number 1, get a mentor. Make sure you have somebody who can guide you, coach you. Number 2, get your certification as soon as possible. Don't wait. Don't wait for that right job to come and then get your certification. Number 3, start hanging around with fellow project managers and senior project managers. If you want that role, you start acting like that role, right? Number 4, keep in with the current trends. What's happening around you? Because as a project manager, you need to know what's happening within your project and outside your project as well. And number 5, which is very, very important, which I feel some project managers lack, and that's I always feel, is making sure you treat your clients, whether it's an internal client or your team member, which is internal client, which is your team member, or your external client, which is your client. Make sure you give the best customer service, which I believe project managers sometimes lack because they become too technical. So if you inculcate a sort of human part into your project manager's role, you will be an excellent project manager.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Aamir. And I'll see you in the next podcast.
Thank you.